How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Reagan Harrell, former punter at Weber International University. That is Carly Fitzer, former All-American shortstop at Midland University. Carly, we had a pretty good midweek, some great games. We had a Division I team go down to an NAIA, and we have got a great episode for the people today. We're going to go through some of the action on Tuesday and Wednesday in the NAIA softball world, then give you a preview for the extended weekend. I saw a Thursday night matchup in the Sooner Athletic Conference, and then some big ones, especially out west in the weekend preview. We will then send the folks into the weekend with an awesome interview. I got to sit down with the St. Xavier Cougars, Coach ERIN MOLLOHAN and Kaitlyn Wright. Carly, awesome interview, about 37-minute one to wrap up another week of NAI softball. Another week bites the dust. We're into April. It's getting into the 90s down here in Florida.
Ugh,
It's warm. It's warm. It's
not
humid
warm
and it's
here.
warm. It's not warm there.
No, we're in a weird rut. It's like 40s and 50s right now. No
No,
snow, so I'm not mad. Just
no, thank you.
slightly upset.
It is getting into one of the best times in the sports calendar year. We've got the Masters coming up, Final Four in San Antonio this weekend. Next weekend, pretty big one, LSU A and Olu, but we'll talk about that one later on. But for now, Carly, let's start it off. LSU A, they split with the Division One Southern.
Yeah. So game one, Southern would take it 3-2. They scored all three in the first inning. They only had what would be one earned run. Primrose would eventually settle down in the circle. LSUA would score two in the bottom of the fourth. Primrose did it herself, had a two RBI single to right center. And then Maddie Baker would finish 2 for 3. Primrose 1 for 3 with a couple RBIs, 7 innings, 5 hits, one earned run, struck out three and walked just two. And then game two would be all of LSUA. They would score in every inning except for the sixth. They were fueled by a 3-run second inning and a 4-run fourth inning. They would out hit Southern 16-8. Julia Quackernack a perfect 3 for 3 with 2 runs. Maddie Baker 2 for 3, 2 runs, a triple, and 2 RBIs. Primrose again 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Camille Lightfoot 2 for 4, 2 runs, home run, and 3 RBIs. And then Alyssa Soilo in the circle having a great game, complete game, 7 innings, 8 hits, only 2 earned runs. Did walk five, but struck out two, and defense held solid in their 10-4 win.
Yeah, great split there. Anytime NAI can get a win over a D1, great representation for our league. Before we talk about Cumberland, the Phoenix splitting with Georgia Gwinnett, we're going to tell you about our favorite little supplement right here, Magna. I got the mint lemonade. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Hmm.
You can go to drinkmagna.com, put in code NAISB15 for 15% off of your order. Magna is the first triple magnesium electrolyte powder. Did you know 75% of us are deficient in magnesium? But magnesium is the most important mineral in our bodies. Without enough, we can experience poor sleep, brain fog, stress, extra bloating. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants any of those things.
No, come on.
No.
It's
Uh,
almost
Ma
summer.
Magna combines three forms of magnesium with electrolytes to unlock greater focus, energy, and recovery. Magna is science-backed, trusted by leading doctors and professional athletes, and contains zero sugar, is gluten-free, caffeine-free, and NSF certified. Magna comes in 5 delicious flavors. I have got to try the watermelon lime. I've not tried that one yet. They also have the lemon lime, iced tea lemonade, apple juice, and mine and Carly's favorite, the mint lemonade. Helps with muscle cramping, bloating, brain fog, gives you natural energy. There's none of the bad crap that a lot of these do have that they try to pass off as healthy. This is not it. Get your magnesium. Go to drinkmagna.com, put in code NAISB15 for 15% off your order and help out the number one college softball podcast in the United States of America. What a great country and what a great win for the Cumberland Phoenix. But it was Georgia Gwinnett getting the game one, 6-0. Kaylin James, phenomenal performance. We said last episode people needed to start putting a little more respect on her name. And she, after winning CAC Conference Pitcher of the Week, she follows it up with a 12 strikeout complete game shutout, only allowing 2 hits and 1 walk. The Grizzly offense showed up early. They put up two in the first, four in the second. Sophie Sisk led the way, going 3 for 4 with an RBI and a pair of doubles. Um, McKen McKenna Talcott went 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. We're recording early in the morning. Cut me a little slack. No
Yeah.
coffee, no coffee. But a good win there for Georgia Gwinnett. But then Cumberland, big win for them, 4-2 in game two. JC Hatfield and Sarah Brogdon had RBIs to put the Phoenix up early and would really get out of reach with a Haley Dontano 2 RBI single off of Jarvis to give Cumberland a 4-0 lead. And Annalee Moore went the distance, giving up the 2 earned runs, 7 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts. Big win out of conference there for Cumberland. They're looking to rally and get some wins in the Mid South. Sticking in that part of the world, Carly, our friends, the Montreat Cavaliers. We said Brunel has been a team that has been sneaking around that
Hmm.
top 25 all year, but now it's Montreat getting two big wins against them.
Yeah, they took game one, 7-2. Brina would actually score first, and then Montreat would tie it in the bottom of the third with a Maggie Knight single. And then she would tack on a double in the fifth to help Montreat take the lead. And then they would proceed to score 6 runs in the bottom of the sixth to shut the door. Maggie Knight going 2 for 3 with a double and leading the team with 3 RBIs. Alana Hernandez had a double, a run, and an RBI. And then Rebecca Carson had a complete game, 5 hit, 2 strikeouts, and 0 earned runs in her stat line. And then game two was 6-5. Breenout again would start it off with a 3 run first inning. Montreat would respond with one before they tied it up with two in the third. They'd score one more time in the fifth and two in the sixth to jump ahead. And then Breenout would attempt to mount a late comeback, but they ultimately would fall short. Jasmine Rachel was 3 for 4 with an RBI. Haley Fethke with a double, a run, and an RBI. Abigail Wyatt was 3 for 4. She scored 2 runs and had 2 stolen bases. And then Carter Thornton had the 6 inning win, giving up 9 hits, 3 earned runs. She had no walks, and she struck out too.
It's really impressive. Corbin Weeks, our guy, but he's done a really good job. I mean, this is year two for the program. And look, 3 years ago and before, Montreat was not a relevant team in NAI softball. I mean, they were struggling to get to double-digit wins year in and year out. It's now back-to-back years of going
Yeah.
well above that. I know they're wanting to have just a couple of those games are early in the year out in Oklahoma. Those one-run losses, Benedictine and Arizona Christian. You, if those maybe go a little bit different way, I think this is the team in the AAC that may be receiving some votes. I'm still pretty confident in who the best team in the AAC is. I mean, to me, there's not much doubt in my mind. It's the Johnson Royals. They are absolutely rolling right
Mhm.
now. Hate we did not get that doubleheader against Cumberland's. Right, I didn't see it on the NAI
No, I think I
scoreboard.
saw it got postponed.
It got postponed. I tell you what, Mother Nature.
We got a bone to pick.
We're losing a lot of games getting rescheduled. I don't know. Hopefully that one gets rescheduled, but a midweek non-conference, not the best chance. But heading up to the Crossroads, Carly, Huntington, a massive week for the Foresters. They had Indiana Wesleyan in the midweek, have Marion in the weekend, and they take game one, 2-1. All the scoring done in the third inning. Huntington would score back-to-back plays, singles from Jess Duvall and Gina Moore. Indiana Wesleyan would respond with a double from Abby Harvey. It was Kenzie Mollenkopf going the distance, only allowing the one earned run and striking out 10 in that stout Wildcat lineup. Joe Walker went 2 for 3, and shout out to Coach Tim Averill, his first top 15 win of his coaching career. Nice little tidbit you added there, Carly.
Yep. Thank you.
And then Iowa would answer in game two, a big win for them. Do not want to get swept against a team outside of the receiving votes area. They get the second one 5-1. 4 run third inning. Brawley Bilger 3 run shot, get her up to 9 on the season. Sadie Harding goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. Morgan Yeater continues her All-American level year, going 2 for 4. And Bella Banashais goes 5 innings with 4 hits, 1 earned, and a walk and a strikeout each. A couple of names there certainly could be up there. Bilger, Yeater could be up for the NAISB All-Stars. I am going to actually. I think it's already pinned to our profile, but I'll do it again anyways, or at least retweet it, get it back out there. Probably just send out
Yep.
another tweet. The NAISB All Stars, you have 1 week. You got a week to get them in. Promise. Thursday night we're done. I'm closing.
Hard cutoff.
Up. Hard cut off. Get them in. Y'all been doing a good job. A lot of names are already in. We were well over the century mark there. But keep going. Getting those names in. Moving on to Wednesday, it was pretty busy Tuesday, but I tell you what, Carly, Wednesday, holy cow, Oregon Tech, Southern Oregon, they put on an absolute thriller of a game one. I got to catch that one. Boy, wow, just great stuff. Great stuff. Absolutely great
Yeah.
stuff. Great
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
Things
midweek action.
things we love to see. And what I love to see, of course, is some great pitching. That's what we got from, excuse me, great pitching is what we got to see again. Casey Schmidt, Ayla Davies. Schmidt's been one of the best pitchers in the country, especially one of the best pitchers in the Cascade the last 4 years. I won't say it's a passing of the torch moment. It's not the last time these two are going to face off, I feel like this year, but it
Hmm.
is certainly cool to see that matchup again. And I mean, they both only give up 1 run through 9 innings. It was 0-0 until the sixth inning. Drop fly ball would score Nita Cook. And then in the bottom of the seventh, Kennedy Keela, who topped off a 3-for-5 day with a solo shot to tie it in the bottom of the seventh. Zeros are put up, a little bit of pressure applied from both offenses in the eighth and the ninth innings, but look, pretty good pitchers. They know what they're doing. They know how to work out of it. But top of the 10th, we talk about small ball with Southern Oregon, how good they are, but it was Oregon Tech having a perfectly executed bunt squeeze from Gina Allen to score Zoe Allen. Then JC Sievert, 2 RBI triple. Center fielder Dove could not quite get to it. That was the big one. And then Casey Schmidt took care of business. But in game two. So obviously that was a big win for Oregon Tech. They take 2 of 3, of course. Cascade. That's only the first 3 games in a 4 game set, counting to the conference standings. But it's also big for Eastern Oregon as they're able to get a little bit more distance from Southern Oregon, who is number 2 in the Cascade. Big one for Eastern Oregon. They've got College of Idaho. That's going to be Marsh's matchup. We'll talk about that one later. But Southern Oregon took game 4 of the series, game 2 of the doubleheader, 7-2. Sarah Curling had a bases loaded clearing triple that started the scoring in a 6-run second inning that obviously broke it up in 6 or 7 runs scored there. Katie Foge and Tatiana Bias held the lineup in check. Foge got the win going 5 2/3. Bias took care of the rest with an inning and a third performance. Heading over to the Wild KCAC,
Hmm.
early, how about Ottawa and Avila?
Yeah, very wild. Game one, Ottawa would take it 5-2. They score three in the first, two in the second. And then that would be all Lainey Becker would need in the circle. She'd go 7 innings, giving up 7 hits, 1 earned run, and striking out three. And then at the plate, Mallory Dunn gets it done, going 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. Macy Rover 2 for 3, 2 runs, a double, and an RBI. And then game two, kind of flip flop the score. Avila would take it 5-3. They had a 3-run fourth inning in what would be the difference in this game. Ottawa would try to mount a late comeback. They scored two in the bottom of the seventh, but would fall short. Madison Kelly had a double and 2 RBIs. Julia Douglas had a double and an RBI, and then Mackenzie Daniels gets the win, going 5 1/3. She gives up 7 hits, only 1 earned run, and strikes out four. And they're split with Ottawa.
Yeah, the other big KCAC matchup we were looking forward to is Oklahoma Wesleyan and Evangel. It looks like that one has been moved to April 24th. So that's obviously very end of the NAI
Hmm.
softball season. That's kind of crazy to say we're like 3 weeks away from
That
the
is
regular
really
season.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm ready for postseason softball, but this year has That's kind of flown by, especially after the Invitational. But that could be a massive one. Okwuwu and Evangel to wrap up conference play. Um, let's see here. What we got next? Who's up? Who's
My
up?
neck of the woods.
Who's up? Yes, it is. Midland and Concordia, two absolute pitcher duels there. Midland and Concordia split. Concordia takes game one. Megan Urich, complete game, shutout, four strikeouts, no walks. Terry and Ganstrom, RBI single in the second. Aubriana Kreiser would steal home in the third, and that would be obviously all that Urich would need in the 2-0 win. And then a name we've told y'all to keep up with. If you
Hmm.
don't know at this point, don't know what to tell you because Campbell Petrick has the no hitter. All she needs is a Maddie Riling sac fly and some phenomenal defense behind her. But yeah, nice little split there in the G Pack. But Carly, I don't know what. Hey, it's got to be something about these NAISB social media takeovers because
Uh-huh.
Middle Georgia State is on a heater ever since they got knocked out of the top 25. Got to get a tip of the cap there to Coach Randy for what they've been able to do at Middle Georgia, turning their season around. They're in the top 25, and how do they respond with getting a number back on their name? How about a sweep of the top 10 opponent in Georgia Gwinnett?
Yeah, two really, really good games. Game one was 3-2. State would out hit the Grizzlies just 4-3. Each team would record a couple errors on their end, but Georgia Gwinnett scored first. They scored two in the first, and then Middle Georgia State would do all of their scoring, erupting for three in the bottom of the sixth. Avery would have the lone recorded RBI on the stat sheet, and then Emily Proctor would go 7 innings giving up three hits, two earned runs, and then just four walks to her seven strikeouts. And then game two, 2-1. Again, Georgia Gwinnett would score first in the first inning, and then Middle Georgia State would wait to respond until the sixth inning. And thank you to Kaylee Oliver for her two-run shot that would put them ahead. Carmen Phillips was 2 for 3 with a run. And then Emily Proctor again would get the win in the circle. She goes 4 innings, one hit, zero walks, and works seven strikeouts out of that Georgia Gwinnett lineup.
Gotta get the Knights on. Gotta get the Knights on. Gotta get them on this year. This is their last year
Yeah.
as a NAI. They had D2 at the end of the year. All right, Carly, let's switch on over to our weekend preview. Let's see. We are going to go to Southwestern Christian taking on USAO. A little Thursday night action. They play at 4 and 6 Central Time, and I'm not going to necessarily put the Drovers on upset alert, but they know they have to do what they need to do against Southwestern Christian. This is a more than capable lineup led by Hannah Keeley, batting 423. She's 25 for 27 on swiping bags. It's a very fast team. It's very aggressive on the base paths, 86 for 98. As a unit, they've got a little bit of pop in that lineup too, with Trinity Norwood batting 387 with eight home runs, six triples, and five doubles, along with Lexi Colby batting 386. So just a tick behind her, but has a team leading 36 RBIs, seven home runs, eight doubles, and three triples. They also have Holly Elm and Madison Jones, who both have double digits in the double department. So a lot in that lineup. Obviously, some great pitching there at USAO, but they're gonna have their work cut out for them.
Yeah. But taking a look at USAO's lineup, I mean, Sierra Selfridge, absolute dog, senior hitting 410. She's got 11 home runs, team leading 46 ribeyes. And then Kenzie Williams starting off for them at the top of the lineup. She's hitting 446, 25 RBIs, 19 stolen bases. Another sophomore getting it, or yeah, another sophomore getting it done is Leanne Eaton. She's hitting 362. She's got 25 RBIs. And then talking about the pitching that you alluded to, I mean, Sophie Williams, she's got 105 innings pitched, 102 strikeouts, and then sophomore Jaden Anderson that will be taking over next year. She's got 57 innings pitched, ERA of 1.72, struck out 35. Um, Very talented USAO lineup, but like you said, um, never know.
Yeah, just is that Leanne Eaton fellow sophomore? Is she a sophomore?
Yeah,
She is a
that's
sophomore. Yeah. Okay. That's right. That's right. That's right. You are correct. You are correct. You are absolutely correct. Moving on though, because I got a freshman to talk about here with Johnson and Truett McConnell. Madison Thacker Wolf, I would probably say at this point of the year, Carly, really good chance that she is the the freshman of the year in the NAI, having a huge year. She's got 12 extra base hits, nine of those being doubles. The freshman infielders got 35 RBIs, batting 494. This is a scary team. I am of all the teams that I've bought stock in, I am very glad. Yeah, I'd probably say this is the one I'm most happy about buying stock in. Uh, they have just they're so young. I get another one, Audrey Morehouse batting 417 on the year. Carly, they got some good pitching to go behind it as well. Lindy Weber, the junior, is 11-1 in 73 innings. She's got a 1.44 ERA. Alyssa Nicely, the freshman, 52 innings, has a 214 or 2.14 ERA. Weber, 71 strikeouts, kind of leading the way in that aspect of it. They can run a little bit and not the most speed. Audrey Morehouse leads the way, 15 stolen bases on the year for them, but they got a big doubleheader with Truett McConnell this Friday at 2 and 4 Eastern.
Yeah, a very experienced team here at Truett McCon. A lot of upperclassmen in the lineup. They're led by Cassie Boatwright, the junior infielder. She's hitting 395 on the year, has a team high 35 RBIs, and not too far behind her is fifth year pitcher Kendall Gibson. She's hitting 377, has 34 RBIs, just 10 strikeouts on the year. Senior Isabel Sullivan is hitting 337, 23 RBIs for her. And then looking more on the pitching side, they are led by Kendall Gibson, the fifth year senior. She's got a .39 ERA. She has 11 game saves. She's 13-4 on the year. And then a solid number two in senior Rachel Morgan. She's got 82 innings pitched on the year, 8-5 on the year, and a 4.0 ERA.
Moving on, we alluded to it earlier, Marion and Huntington. Marion could take a big step get a little distance at the top of the conference after Indiana Wesleyan's dropped another one in conference. But Huntington looking to improve their seeding in the crossroads as well with another upset win or two. But looking
Mhm.
at Marion, they've got a couple of, or I look at this trio of bats: Abby Madre, Abby Hoffman, and Lily Wentz, all in double digits in doubles, and all batting well over 400 this year. In the circle for Marion, Olivia Stunkle's having another phenomenal year for the Knights, a 1.83 ERA and 80 and a third innings. She's got 86 strikeouts. Macy Cohen, that has pitched well, 2.82 ERA and 67 innings, a nice 1-2 punch for them. They've also been really clean defensively. Carly, a .974 fielding percentage as a unit.
Yeah. And then looking at the pitching for Huntington, Kinsey Mollenkopf, who we saw against Iowa, she's got 83 innings under her belt. The sophomore is 8-3 on the year. She's got a 2.45 ERA. She struck out 65. And then another solid pitcher behind her, Natalie Hasselby, got a 4.14 ERA and 50 and two-thirds innings pitched. She struck out 33 on the year. But moving over to the hitting side, a couple names to look out for. Both the Duvals. Jess Duval is hitting 422 on the year. She's got a team high 27 RBIs, 10 extra base hits. And then Maddie Duval is hitting 321. She's got 12 RBIs, only eight strikeouts on the year, four doubles to her name. And then Gina Moore, the junior outfielder that we had mentioned earlier in the Iwu series, she's hitting 363 on the years, 20 RBIs, five extra base hits. and 4 stolen bases. Doesn't look like a team that will run a lot on you. They do have a couple players in double-digit stolen bases category, but mostly getting it done with the base hits.
Quickly, we got two in the Cascade. We'll go through this one pretty quickly, and then we're going to get
Hmm.
Marsh set up for his matchup. That's, of course, Eastern Oregon and College of Idaho. But British Columbia takes on Oregon Tech. Very exciting for the pitching matchups here. Shea Seaver, Carlene Murray, uh, phenomenal pitchers for British Columbia. Big question for them is if they're going to be able to get it done with the bats because Oregon Tech's got some pretty good arms as well, Carly.
Yes. That's on the wrong one. Yeah, Casey Schmidt is their leader in the circle. She's got 98 and a third innings pitched, a 1.7 ERA on the year. She's 12 and 3 and has struck out 104. And then another solid pitcher behind her who's having a great year is Allie Parker. She's got a 2.4 ERA. She is 7 and 0, 12 and 6 in her appearances. She has struck out 38, and opponents are hitting just a .195 against her. And then looking a little bit at the batting, I mean, we all know who they are, but Pokia Millboard's hitting 353. She's got a team leading 26 RBIs on the year, 480 slugging, 8 for 8 on stolen bases, and then Nita Cook, 343 on the year, team high, 25 of 25 in the stolen bases category, and 17 RBIs for her.
Y'all know what time it is. All right. No Splitsville this week. Splits after starting 6-0. Marsh has tied the last 2 weeks, and he is sick of it. They're pretty simple. Like I said, Cascade, the first 3 games count conference play. So we're just going to ignore the fourth game with College of Idaho and Eastern Oregon, at least as far as the Marsh man is concerned. Marsh, sit up, dude. Come here. Look what we got. Look what we got. Look what we got. Okay. See it? All right. We got Eastern Oregon. We've got the Yotes of College of Idaho. All right, Marsh. You're either winning or losing. We're either getting win number 7 or L number 2. Okay? Who we got? Oh, God. Oh, well, we got a fumble. Got a fumble. We got a fumble. Well, that's on me. That's my bad. My bad, dude. All
It's
right.
early.
Here we go. Oh, he's going with the Yotes.
Okay.
He's going with a little bit of an
All right,
upset.
Marsh.
He's going with a little bit of an upset. A
Hey, guy
little bit
knows
of an
ball.
upset, but he's going with the home team. He did not know. I don't think he understood when we said earlier that College of Idaho is doing the social media takeover this week. But who knows? He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. All righty. Well, there you go, Marsh. Good job, dude. As always, you're the man.
Attaboy.
You're number
Attaboy.
one. You're number one. Whatever your decision is, you're my guy. You're my absolute guy. Well, Carly, let's talk little bit about it. Here we go. Uh, Eastern Oregon, of course, got to go into the circle, starting off with Kylie Parsons having another phenomenal year, 8-0. She's got 58 and a third innings under her belt with a 1.8 ERA, 50 strikeouts, only 9 walks on the year. We'll see about Camille Schmitz and Nate Lynn Dimitrov, how much they're pitching in those first 3 games, how much Parsons is going to be used as well. Looking at the lineup, Hannah Tyree has gotten 48 ABs this year and 23 walks. She has just been walked all year, but does have 20 RBIs, 3 home runs on the year. Emily Berry's batting 340, 4 doubles, 4 homers, 27 RBIs. And Madeline Durham's had a phenomenal year, batting 448 and 11 for 12 on swiping bags.
Yeah. Um, Cameron Ham for the Yotes is 18 of 18 on swiped bags. She's hitting 424 on the year, has 10 RBIs. Madeline Powell will lead the Yotes in RBIs. She's got 22. She's hitting 333 on the year. Got 3 Jimmies for her. Ashlyn Nixon at the top of the lineup hitting 344, 17 RBIs, and 8 doubles for her. And then looking more at the Pitching side of things, they're led by Abby Brooks. She's got 68 and two-thirds innings under her belt. Opponents are hitting just 146 against her. She's 10 and 1 on the year, has a 1.63 ERA and 56 strikeouts. And then having a pretty good year as well is Grace Neer. Just 30 innings and two-thirds under her belt, but she's got a 2.97 ERA, has struck out 24, and opponents are hitting just 211 against her.
Moving on, by the way, that's 2 and 4 Pacific time for, or no,
Mhm.
2 and 4 Mountain time. Apologies. UBC and Oregon Tech's at 2 and 4 Pacific time. Heading back more towards my neck of the world, William Carey and Middle Georgia State. William Carey out of the top 25 for the first time since 2008, according to my source. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure that's right. It's a good source. It's a good source I got it from. Shout out Coach Trent. Wrong, blame him. But Middle Georgia State looking to keep their hot streak going. Carly, they take on William Carey team led by Julia Shaw in the lineup, batting 467 with 28 RBIs, leading the team in that category. Obviously, William Carey, very fast team, 73 for 74 on swiping bags this year. That's led by Liz Cross, who's 23 for 23, and Layla Clark, who is 24 for 24. So a ton of speed there. They're going to need it. They're also going to need Hornsby to get back to, I mean, she's got 2.21 ERA, not bad at all, but it's certainly been spiking a little bit more. She's pitching 111 innings already this year. Carly has only walked 11 with 73 strikeouts. Rianne Neiman's been huge in the circle for him, 108 and two-thirds innings, 74 strikeouts at the 110 ERA. But we'll see if they can get back on track or if Middle Georgia State starts to put a little distance there at the top of the Southern States.
Yeah, a name that we've mentioned a lot lately when we talk about Middle Georgia State, and a name to definitely look out for is Mel Bullock. She's hitting 337 on the year, has a team high 25 RBIs, a perfect 1 for 1 in the stolen bases category. She's got 5 Jimmies on the year, 4 doubles. And then Cosgrove is having a phenomenal year. She's hitting 420, right behind Bullock with 24 RBIs, 10 doubles to her name, 11 of 13 on stolen bases. And then looking at the pitching side of things, they're led by Emily Proctor, who had phenomenal games against Georgia Gwinnett. She has 101 and a third innings under her belt, got a two flat ERA. She's 14 and 2 on the year, has 100 on the dot strikeouts on the year. Opponents hitting just 207 against her. And then behind her is Madison Reagan. She's got 98 innings on the year, 3.91 ERA, 9 and 6 on the year, and has struck out 52.
Yeah, those are at noon and 2 o'clock Eastern time. Heading over to the GPAC Concordia after getting the split with Midland. They take on Northwestern at 1 and 3 Central Time for Concordia. Carly, Hannah Bowers having a good year for them, batting 337. She's got 11 doubles and 25 RBIs on the year. Aubriana Kreiser has 12 doubles on the year to lead the team in that category. Looking pitching wise for Concordia, talk about Ganstrom, the big game she had against Midland. She's 5 and 2 with a 2.79 ERA. And we'll also probably see Kaylee Dennison take the other one. She is 7 and 2 with a 3 flat ERA, and needless to say, work cut out for them in a top 10 showdown with the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Red Raiders got they got some hitters. They got Gwen Mickelson, who's hitting 434 on the year, has a team high 39 RBIs, 11 doubles, 6 home runs, and a very tough out, has only struck out 4 times on the year. Tatum Schmalbeck has 25 RBIs, hitting just a 276, but she's got 11 doubles to her name. She has walked 20 times, and then Sydney Jacobs has walked 28 times. She's hitting 389 on the year, 15 RBIs, 10 for 12 in the stolen bases category. And then Ashton Billings in the stolen bases category has 20 stolen bases on 22 attempts. She's hitting a 330 with an on base percentage just south of 500. And then In the pitching category, they are led by Kate Kralik. She's got 105 and a third innings under her belt. 1.99 ERA, has struck out a even 100. Opponents hitting just 250 against her. And then Abby Flanagan looks to be getting the second most amount of reps in the circle. She's got 72 and a third innings pitched, 3.48 ERA, and has struck out 46.
Heading over to the AMC for our last one on Saturday, Columbia and William Woods. Columbia coming off that split with William Woods, Megan Graver, a big game there. It's got 2.92 ERA, 81 strikeouts, and 62 in a third innings pitch. Lineup wise for them, they are led by Madison Ware, who's batting 355, has 24 ribeyes on the year, five doubles, leads the team with four RBIs. Kennedy Stouth leads the team with the 370 batting average and eight doubles.
Yeah, and then moving on to William Woods, Taylor Baumhower in the circle seems to be getting the most amount of time. She's got second most amount of time. She got 74 in a third innings pitch, got a 2.54 ERA. The freshman is having a great start to her career. And then Sarah Randerman, their number one, the senior, has a 1.98 ERA, has 88 in a third innings under her belt. And she has struck out 74 on the year. Freshman Taylor Baumhower has struck out 64. And then moving on to their lineup, they are led by junior Lexi Lewis. She's got a 3.38 or 338 batting average on the year, has only struck out 15 times, nine RBIs. And then Addie Rhea seems to be the leading producer in RBI. She's got 15 on the year, hitting a 242, and has only struck out seven times.
Heading into Sunday, Carly, our heart series of the week is Benedictine versus Central Methodist. Benedictine's doing much better in conference play. Elena Villa and Rhiannon Martin leading the way. They both have seven home runs, just under 30 RBIs for both of them. The freshman Alma Garcia is batting 370. She's provided a big spark for them. Kaylin Fisher is well batting 353 on the year. Ryan Cooper starting to get things going for them. It is big. She's up to 16 stolen bases, only been caught stealing twice so far this year. In the circle, it's Bailey Selvage coming off a no hitter. She's having another just a phenomenal year. The junior up to 115 innings. She is up to 133 strikeouts with a 1.83 ERA. Anytime you have a K per seven north of eight, like Selvage does, it's pretty impressive. Lily Sindelin, the sophomore, 84 innings with a 1.9 ERA, but those two pitchers, Carly Selvage and Sindelin, will have their work cut out for them against the Central Methodist lineup.
Yeah, led by Liz Palumbo, the junior. She is hitting 410 on the year, has only struck out six times. She leads them in almost all categories. She's got 37 RBIs, nine home runs on the year, and 10 doubles. Jolie Kreider, the junior, has 29 RBIs on the year, hitting a 427. She's got 18 walks under her belt, five home runs, 14 doubles, and 29 RBIs. And then how about freshman Maddie Hawley? She's hitting 398 on the year, 23 RBIs, four doubles, and a home run for her. And then looking at the pitching, they are led by Haley Cotter, the junior. She's got 74 innings under her belt. She has struck out 42, has a 1.89 ERA, and is 11 and 2 on the year. And then Veronica Dirth, the sophomore, seems to be getting the second most amount of innings pitched. She's got 52 and a third, got a 2.27 ERA, is 6 and 1 on the year, and has struck out 32.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our weekend preview. Obviously, a very busy weekend
Yeah.
in the NAI softball world. We're now going to kick it over to St. Xavier's coach ERIN MOLLOHAN and Kaitlyn Wright. Okay, we now welcome on two very, very special guests from St. Xavier University. It is Coach ERIN MOLLOHAN and Kaitlyn Wright. Coach, Caitlin, how we doing up in Chicago?
We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
It's a little chilly. We played in, what was it yesterday? 40 degrees.
Not even probably it's like 35, but 2 dubs in.
Yeah, we got them in.
Well, ladies, we had our first scrimmage of the spring, and for first scrimmage of the spring for football, that went about like you could imagine a first fall scrimmage for softball would go. There's some things to clean up, but it was about 88 degrees down here. Just to make y'all a little bit jealous, I was like, gosh, I kind of wish it was a little bit cooler, but I'll take that over 40 degrees just about any day.
Yeah, we
Now,
just finished practice and we're overlooking our gym that we practice in inside today. So that just gives you a little bit of reality of Chicagoland softball in April.
It was pouring today.
yeah, no thanks. I'm gonna stay right down here I'm gonna stay here in the peninsula. I gotta ask it because I mean y'all both lived there in Chicago for a few years. Bucket list of mine has got to be go to Chicago for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta see the Green River.
Yes.
You gotta.
Yeah, and those of you that aren't familiar with Chicago geographically, the South Side specifically where we are is South Side Irish is a big thing. So the parades, all the things here are a huge deal. So it's much bigger than everybody thinks it is, I think.
Yes, the South Side is they're built different.
Yes, yep, South Side Irish. So yeah, you should come.
Yes.
I was listening to a podcast. They were from one of the guys was from Boston, obviously big for St. Patrick's Day, and he was like, I think Chicago might actually go harder for St. Patrick's Day, which I'm like, that's saying something. But Coach, let's talk a little Cougar softball. Does that sound good to you?
Good.
All right. Well, let's start simple. Took over 2017. What was your vision for Cougar softball when you took over?
I'll be honest, when I took over, we had already been a national contender in the previous year. So the year before I became a head coach, we finished runner-up at the World Series. We lost to Oklahoma City. They double dipped us. So that was tough. But we had the NAIA Pitcher of the Year. She was 3-time NAIA Pitcher of the Year previous to that. So I'll be honest, it was kind of like finding my own way, but keeping the success that had been built before me. There was a lot of success in the program, and I was just hoping to keep it rolling, honestly. And it's a great place to go to school, and it's a great place to be an athlete. And I just wanted to make sure I maintained the tradition of excellence that St. Xavier softball already had. So it was putting my own spin on it, obviously, but I was an assistant for 4 years here, and my sister actually played softball here. So I was a little bit of a tradition within my own family of St. Xavier softball too. So I was just excited to take over a program with so much potential and so much greatness already started for me.
Coach, you'll have to forgive me. I'm a baby in NAI softball. I mean, my birth in the sport came at the 2022 World Series, where again, Oklahoma City won. Phil McSpadden knows a thing or two about getting
He does.
But
He does.
who was that 3-time pitcher of the year?
Nicole Nonamaker was her name. So she's up there. I think she has like 1,500 career strikeouts. We're out there. She actually just went into our Hall of Fame. So her and her sister were both All-Americans here. And Nicole was, I think, 2-time NAI pitcher and 1-time NAI player. So she's one of the best players who have ever played in the NAI. So you should look her up. She's great.
I've got my homework to do tonight, but Coach, let's talk about a current player sitting right there next to you, Kaitlyn Wright. What has she meant to your program and this process you've had as you've firmed up building a tradition and a culture there?
Kaitlyn is a true Southsider through and through. She lives about what, 3 blocks?
5-minute drive from
St. Xavier.
But I live on campus.
She does. She lives here. And Kaitlyn really does exemplify what it means to be a St. Xavier softball player in general. She's, first of all, brings so much fun to everything she does, but she's also one of the most serious, intense, and hardest workers we have in our program. Kaitlyn takes her job very, very seriously. And Kaitlyn was a Golden Glove third baseman her freshman year. She was the Golden Glove recipient for the entire NAI, and now we moved her to shortstop, and she's having the exact same impact over there. So she's flexible. She does what she's supposed to do, and she also just brings so much joy every day to everybody around her, and that's my favorite part about Kaitlyn. So yeah. And then when she hits home runs to put us ahead yesterday, she hasn't hurt either. But yeah.
That's what it's all about. Like I said, I found softball at the 22 World Series in Columbus. And for me, it was just seeing 10 teams with, like we said, Oklahoma City, maybe like 12 or 13, some teams with like up to 20 girls in the dugout. And that energy is what I fell in love with the sport and many other aspects, give me having a little bit more of a baseball background. Like I kind of like the games being over in 2 hours instead of 3.5.
Right? Yeah, doubleheader before baseball opening one sometimes. And I'm not jealous of that. I can't tell you that. But really, though, Caitlyn just brings the leadership she brings to being a captain and upperclassman. She's really developed in that way for us too. So she's just a big part of everything we do day to day. She's fantastic. So.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your process getting there to St. Xavier. Obviously, a hometown kid. Did that factor into the recruiting process? And what are some other aspects that factored into you becoming a Cougar?
Yeah, so like Coach Aaron said, I live about a 5-minute drive. So I've passed this school. I've lived here all my life. So I passed this school. I never thought, since I live so close, I never thought I would go to a college that was 5 minutes away from me. But I reached out to Coach Aaron and she's like, "You want to come on a visit?" And I was like, "Of course." So when I came here, it was just the atmosphere that I loved and the girls and the coaches. Everything was a factor. That's what I took in, not just the softball aspect, but the teammates and the coaches that I'd be having in the future. And I think that that was a really important part for me. And yeah, I never thought I would go to a school, but having the atmosphere and having the coaches that really impact me is really important. That took a factor in it.
And Caitlyn's leaving out that Caitlyn plays for one of the best high school teams in Illinois. Marist High School has won how many state championships?
A lot. Yeah, and we've come up like my freshman year we got 4th place. My second year we got 2nd. The junior year we got 1st, and then my senior year we got 2nd.
So Marist High School is a Catholic high school about 5 minutes away. Yeah, and they are one of the best, if not the best program in the state of Illinois. And Caitlyn was a starting third baseman for them. So we're always trying to get kids from Marist, and Caitlyn happened to be like in the mix for us, and she has been competitive her whole life. So the fact that she's 5 minutes away, but that's not to take away anything from their accomplishments she had at her high school or the travel ball teams that she played in. She's been fantastic. So we knew she was competitive out the gate, and we just got to see it from a block away, which is awesome.
Well, Caitlyn, you know what it's like to win a high school championship. What would it mean to you to bring a red banner back to Chicago?
Oh gosh, that's a dream for me. That's a dream, but honestly, I think we could do it. Our team right now, our culture that we have is, I think it's different than any other year that I've been here. So
we had to raise a little cane on our end to get y'all in the top 25 to get it started, but we got into there.
Listen, those northern teams, it takes a little more time, but we will take them.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Cracking the top 20 at number 19. Congratulations on that end. But Caitlyn, you touched on it there a little bit. Talk to us about the culture of St. Xavier softball.
Yeah, so I think we actually have one of the most supportive group of girls. We push each other on and off the field, and I think that's why we've been so successful this year, is because we push each other not only to be our best in softball, but outside of softball as well. And it's not only that we have a group of girls, is that we have a lot of depth, and it's not only one person that contributes each game. Each of us has a role, and every game it's different, and it's not one person that helps us succeed. So
love it. Well, Coach, talk to us about your preseason schedule, because it was, when we talked on the phone a couple of weeks ago, it was truly one of the toughest in the country. I mean, 4 games against Madonna, that's in the top 15 at the time. Mobile was in the top 25, and that split another top 10 program in Georgia Gwinnett. And know that y'all play the Grizzlies just about every year. It's always a fun one to see. And then a couple of really good teams out of the GPAC with Midland and Northwestern. I think that's all top 25 teams y'all played.
I'll be honest, my assistant and I spent a lot of time. We've been knocking on the door to go to the World Series for a couple years now. I think I've been here 9, and we're close all the time. And it was kind of like the first couple years we went, we had some wins in there, but it felt like we hadn't seen competition like that. Like we went down to Lindsey Wilson 3 times, and we played Freed and Lindsey Wilson and Vanguard, and we were a little taken aback, like striking out more than we should be striking out, because we hadn't seen pitching of that caliber. And it's not to our fault of our own, but we just said we need to seek out that competition early, so that when we go and play these teams, it doesn't feel like anything new. So we just made it our goal to find the hardest schedule we could find within our budget. And we bussed, how long was it to Northwestern? 8.5 hours.
Oh yeah.
8.5 hours to a dome in small town Iowa. And we said, we're going to do it, because we're going to play Northwestern and Midland, and it's going to be great. And I mean, obviously there was other great teams there too, like Mid-American Nazarene and Dort, and Grandview was there. Like, it's a great tournament. And if there's ranked teams and you invite me, I'm going to try to find a way to make it down there. So we're just trying to set ourselves up so that when we go to postseason, it's just a regular game for us. So and having seen some of the best pitchers in the country, I feel like that just makes your mindset at ease when you go and play them in postseason. So a couple years ago when we went to Oregon Tech, we played the number 1 team in the country and we came close, but it didn't feel completely out of our range because we've seen teams like that before. So, and everybody's different, but the whole goal is to make it so nothing is surprising. And I think we've done a good job of doing that and also making sure it's not just some team with 40 wins that hasn't played any caliber that gives them a competition. Like we want to make sure that we're proving ourselves against teams that are nationally on the scale that we can play at. So, and for us, it's really fun to go play teams that are from Mississippi and Alabama that they're not coming to Chicago. Like I'd love for them to. Actually, Kat and I had a little chat that maybe someday Gwinnett will come on up here. But we just love to get out there and play teams that don't know who we are and where we're from and all that stuff. And we're never the underdogs, but it's great to go play teams that we think we're going to see at those opening rounds. So if you've made it to an opening round, we're going to try to get you on our schedule. It's basically the goal.
Sounds like we may need to have a conversation about maybe getting you around Oklahoma in middle of February.
Yeah, I haven't dipped into there. And like the Oregon region, we're like, we should try to make it out there in preseason. But it's a journey, and obviously we just are trying to find the best teams we can play. And we love playing. Like Madonna is always a great matchup. We play each other, win, lose, or draw. Me and Ron are always like, this is a great matchup. And Kat is the same, and Allison down in Mobile. It's just it's good for us to go play those teams and for them to play us too. Like it's somebody new for them too. So we love it, and you only be the best by playing the best. So
and the warm weather is nice.
The warm weather is nice. That doesn't hurt either. So it's been great. We love it. It's a little bit of a grind, but then we feel really prepared coming into conference play when we come back because we've seen the pitchers that we've seen and the hitters that we've seen. So it's good.
Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned three names there: Ron Pizzoni at Madonna, Kat Allenberg at Georgia Gwinnett, and I'm sorry, who is the third?
From Mobile, yeah,
right. Alice Cook of Mobile, who three coaches I've had the privilege of having on before, and have great relationships with all three of those coaches. And for me, the reason we wanted to really double down on episodes this year and get more consistent, get more guests on, is to expand it, because for Carly and I, a reason we love doing this, there's a lot of reasons. The main one just being fans of NAI softball and wanting to grow the game, which of course is our motto. But I think on a deeper level for that is the support we've gotten from coaches, and there's many. I could go down the list. I mean, Greg Stewart, Oregon Tech, Paul Hunt, Benedictine, Jaden Wallace at USAO are three names I always have to put up there at the very beginning. Bailey Dillander at Cumberland's, and again, I go on and on about them. And coaches, I get to have real conversations about not just with softball. I mean, it could be with me starting to coach football, with just the NAI in general, with life things, et cetera, et cetera. But to bring it all together here is to say, the reason why I love, and I know Carly's found this too, is that relationship. We have such a great network of coaches from, like I said, I mean, JC Gutierrez all the way down in Miami Gardens to Nicole Christian all the way up in Eastern Oregon, and on and on and on. But I keep having names. They're going. All right, now I'm gonna get Texas. So I'm not one of your top. Put on
the spot.
Yeah, but seriously, Coach, expand on what I'm trying to talk about here. That relationship that there is with NAIA softball coaches.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I feel like I've been doing this for 9 years now. In the first 5, I was really just getting my feet wet and trying to figure it all out. Like, what is this like, and how can I make my way here? And I was just trying to get through and not step on anybody's toes. But then the way we've traveled and played these great teams, it is so cool to see these fantastic coaches and great softball. Like, I just feel like it's such a hidden gem. Like I told you on the phone, and I say the balance that the NAI provides these kids with the competitiveness mixed in is just so special. And when we talk to coaches that are like-minded, like when we went out to Oregon Tech, Greg was amazing. Like we had a great experience out there. The hosting was great. The competition was great. Like the fan base there, I feel like is like understated by people. It's so cool to go places like that and experience that. So we loved going out there, and the coaches are just really great. And we've met Bailey. We played Cumberland's. Like these coaches that have been around for a long time that I'm starting to feel like I'm even getting to know on a more personal level. And then knowing that they have your back and are experiencing the same thing you are is really, really cool. So, and we love that about the format of the NAIA in general. Like, I think it's cool NCAA is a regional format, but the fact that I can get sent to Klamath Falls on a whim on a Tuesday and I'm going there on a Friday is something so special, I think, about the NAIA, because these girls get to go to places that they normally wouldn't get to go to and do these things. So the experience for me is so special. And the coaches are what have been making it better for me, because I feel like the NAI is a little bit of a niche where like everybody is in really different places, but the whole competitiveness connection is what makes it fun. So we just are trying to play those good teams and get in front of those people. And then I think when they see us, it's a little bit of surprise too. Like we go to Oregon Tech and they're like, man, you should have been a 4th seed. And I'm like, well, thanks. I appreciate that. Like, and it's good to get out there and show those people that we're a part of it, you know, like we just love being in the mix. And I don't think necessarily we're a person who shows up at opening rounds anymore. I really do think we can make an impact and show people and put St. Xavier more on the national scale.
When I heard we were going to Oregon, I was like, I mean, cool. Never been there.
Yes.
But I mean, cool.
Yes, exactly. So it was fun.
It's
it was
beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous field there in Klamath Falls, all turf. Do a great job. I am a little upset though. Y'all got to go there for the opening round, and it's beautiful, 70 degrees. I was there a week earlier for the conference tournament. It's like 40 degrees, starting to snow. I'm like, my southern butt's got to get down south. But Kaitlyn, something I'd like for you to expand on, Coach was hinting at there, was the competition level. Like I did not show up to Columbus in 2022 and walk away saying, "Nah, this is okay softball. I want to start covering." This is elite stuff. I mean, how would you describe? Because this is something we talked about with Annalise a couple episodes ago. Not a lot of people understand NAI. I didn't. I mean, I grew up around a lot of NAI programs in Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. Didn't know what it was, didn't know anything until I entered the transfer portal from a Division II. So talk to us about the competition level in the NAI.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people don't understand how competitive it actually is. There's so many good hitters, players, fielders, no matter what. And I think people overlook the NAI sometimes because we're looking at, oh, D1, D1, D1. But we have so much potential, and the softball we play is at a level of NCAA, I think, because there is so much greatness that we have on the field, and people, like I said, people overlook that. And playing these other girls, I'm like, wow, like they can play on Florida, they can play on Oklahoma. They are such good. Like Annalise, amazing pitcher. Like when we played her, I'm always so impressed by her. She's so good, and the way she carries herself on the field is something that I could take away, that other girls can take away while looking at it, while watching the game. So I think NAIA is really special because we have that competitiveness that people don't see often.
Yeah, and it's phenomenal. And you look at, I mean, just what, 2 days ago, we had LSU A play Southern. Now, obviously, we're talking about a lower end Division One in Southern versus a top 10 NAIA team. But Southern takes the first game, I think 3-2 or 4-5, and then LSU A mollywops them like 10-3 or 10-4. And so, I mean, there is that split. You look at last year, Oklahoma City, and I mean, a pretty mirror example. They're playing Rogers State, two top 7 programs or top 8 programs at that point of the season, and they split. I mean, it's right there with high Division II, low Division I. Now, obviously, I think you go to any league and you look at the top half versus the top half, or if you look at a bottom half versus bottom half, there's that aspect of it. But Kaitlyn, transferring back to St. Xavier, but stepping off of the softball field, talk to us about what you're studying at St. X and what are your plans post softball?
Yeah, so I'm studying actuarial science. It's pretty much mathematics. So whenever I tell someone my major, 99% people don't really know what actuarial science is. Do you happen to know what actuarial science is?
Nope, right over my head.
So actuarial science, it's pretty much a combination of statistics and probability. So I've always been a math girl, and I kind of looked up like what the best major for math is. And I saw that St. Xavier had actuarial science, which we don't anymore, but we had actuarial science, and it's a great math program where you take a series of tests to become an actuary. So I'm going to start a job. So I took a internship last summer at an actuarial consulting firm, and I'm going to start a job with them after I graduate, and then take my series of tests when I am working in a big girl job, which I'm looking forward to it, but it's like a whole level of responsibility that I'm not used to, but I'm excited.
So with that, what's like a big girl job? Like where do you fit? Is it just analytics in general for a company kind of?
Yeah, so my job title for like my first couple years would be a pension analyst. So I'd be working on with the retirement sector, and I'd be looking at pension plans and kind of calculating like how much people are going to get with their retirement and the kind of pension plans they have. So I'd be working with that. So it's kind of like the data section, I'd say, because they give us, so companies give us our information and we kind of calculate things for them. So yep.
Yeah. And Caitlin talks about the calculus 4 class she's in and is like, oh, it's a little stressful. I'm like, I bet that is stressful.
Like
That degree right there says sports business management.
Yeah, she's on a different level with that
I'm
stuff.
a math girl.
It's impressive. It's very impressive. Congratulations on that, Coach. I mean, just you in the new age of well, all sports, but especially baseball and softball, just hire her as your analytics girl. I mean, there you go.
That feels like a good fit to me, right?
Chair, what do you need me to do? I got you.
I guarantee this is going to be a two-hopper to third base, Coach. I promise.
I guarantee
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
Coach,
calculate the probability for you.
Coach, talk to us about this roster. Who's a player on the team that closely resembles how you played at Drake, who just made a nice little run in the conference tournament, or not? I'm sorry, in the national tournament.
I said this was the question. I was like, I don't know. This is a challenging one for me because I'm not exactly right out of college, so I really don't talk about me as a player very often.
Yeah.
But I feel like in some ways there's little pieces of all of them, right? But I'll be very frank. Who I recruit is not necessarily like physically the type of player I was. I love fast girls that can run the bases and do all the things, and that was not me. Yeah, like that's athletic speed. That's how we run. We run. So we're looking for that. And then I feel like there's Mal's pretty chill, but she's really into her hitting and she's very analytical with that. And I feel like I was really about that. Like I was staying after, going early, doing my thing there. But Caitlyn's like intensity on defense, I feel like brings a little bit of that. Lily Strand, our pitcher, her focus, like I feel like I got a little bit of that, but I was also a little goofy. So there was some of that too. But it was a long time ago. So I love that you asked me that, but I would like to say that there's a little bit of all of them in what I was. But I had moments like it was fun. It was great. I loved playing at Drake. It was a great experience, but being a coach and flipping sides definitely gave me a lot of perspective on like who I was as a player and how I wanted to develop. But I would like to say that my favorite thing about myself as a player was that I was a good leader, because I hope that translates.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I always want them to get out of it. Like, it's honest. No one's going to remember your batting average. No one's going to remember what you did, but they're going to remember how you made them feel as a person and as a player. And I hope that if anything translates, if I could find anything about myself in them, it would be that. So.
Well, I can just tell through the conversation, you're saying Xavier is a lot of fun, great culture there with the softball program, and I'm sure Caitlyn, y'all have a lot of fun outside of the diamond. What do y'all do as a team to some activities? Obviously, there in Chicago, I'm sure there's plenty of things to get into.
Yeah. Okay. So since we have a small campus, the sports teams really get along. Like we support each other. So the softball team, like after a game, after a practice, we actually, in the middle of our practice the other day, we went to watch the baseball game because we were right there. We
popped over for an inning and supported them.
Yeah. So we like to watch softball games. We watch
hopefully.
We like to watch other teams' games. Then we also like to go out to eat. We're big eaters on this team, which we like to go out to eat.
They love their foodies.
We do. Big after big games, we do that, especially when it gets warm outside. We like to go downtown to the Chicago White Sox games. We take the train. There's a train like, 10 minutes away, if that. So we take the train together, go to a White Sox game, watch some good baseball, and have a good time.
We're about 25 minutes from the Loop. So like if you were to go downtown and like the Bean, we're about 25 minutes from there. Yeah. So to give you some reference.
Yeah, a lot of people went to see Christmas lights during like ice downtown.
Oh, I'm sure that's beautiful.
It is. Yeah. There's a huge tree that they light up too. So
yeah, we're in a good spot. We're like pretty suburban, but we're close enough to the city that when you want to go, you can go whenever.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, like I said, I plan on going to Chicago at some point for St. Patrick's Day. Hit me with some restaurants I got to go to.
And well, you need to eat pizza.
Yeah. Okay. So there's this place downtown that I went with my family, and it's called Pequod's Pizza.
Oh,
Deep
yeah.
dish.
Pequod.
Have you been there?
Mhm.
It's so good.
It's good.
Pequod's Pizza.
Yeah.
It
And-
is like rated one of the
Mhm.
top deep dish pizzas like in the world. So
It feels like you need to just like get a Chicago dog, find an Italian beef, and eat some pizza, and you'll be set. Like really, you can't go wrong with any of those things.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
yeah,
no,
hot
there's
dog
some-
and pizza. You
You'd be in good
you
shape.
need to get that.
Mhm.
Well,
Yes.
hot dog and pizza. Y'all are talking my language.
Yes, 100%.
Especially at the Sox games, their hot dogs are the best. So go to a Sox game and get a hot dog.
Yep.
It'll change your life.
Yep.
Well, I would love to talk a little crap about the White Sox, but my Atlanta Braves have not won a baseball game this year, so I can't say a whole lot. Not going to get my blood pressure up, not going to get too frustrated about them, but for the love of God, we need to figure it out.
Yeah, even if they lose, we still have a good time.
Yeah,
so it's okay.
all right.
Yeah.
It's all good.
One of my friends who's he was the SID at Southeastern. He's taking over at Jacksonville State now. He put out he's a huge White Sox fan, and he quote tweeted one of their tweets that was introducing their 125-year anniversary milkshake or whatever. Which by the way, Coach, whenever y'all try that, let me know how it is. But Donnie quote tweeted it and said, "Nice, 125 milkshake for how many losses we're gonna have this year."
Yeah, I was gonna say that's they're not in a place to talk about it.
No.
But
Okay.
no, both games are fun. Cubs and Sox games, good times. But the South Side is Cubs or Sox, so you gotta just be loyal there.
Well, Coach, and let's talk about someone who does win a lot, and that is y'all's athletic department. Y'all have got quite a few programs that are good year in and year out. Talk to us about how your athletic department has set you up for success.
Yeah, and I really do think what makes St. Xavier so special is our athletic community. So, and that doesn't just come from them and how they treat each other. It's that when we're on a visit, the football coach is making sure to stop and say hi. Hey, where are you from? What are you doing? I like this and blah, blah, blah. So everyone's a part of everything here. And I think our campus is built for that. So the football field's on campus, the baseball field's next to the softball field, the dorms are right there. Like we really are like, if you were to think of a Division I caliber school, we're kind of squished all there. Everything's there. You don't gotta drive anywhere. Our weight room's across from the Shannon Center. Everything is here. So everyone's really pretty tight knit. And also our support staff here, we really are lucky. We have 2 full-time strength coaches. We have 2, possibly 3 full-time trainers, athletic trainers that are going to be on staff. And people at St. Xavier here in general have been here a very long time. So like our football coach has been here, I think 25 years. 2 of our trainers have been here 20 years. Our women's volleyball coach has been here longer than I've been alive. I think 36 years. So St. Xavier is a place where people tend to come and not leave because it really is very special. So the support we get from not only from the students with each other, but the staff amongst each other is fantastic. And the culture has always been a winning culture. So we're always trying to find ways to just keep that going. And obviously everybody in small college athletics is working through different things like, duties as assigned, right? Like we're all figuring out different things, but our athletic directors, our staff, our SIDs, everybody's really involved and everybody knows everybody. So they're more willing to go and set up chairs for the baseball game because everybody's friends with everybody. So I do think the winning culture comes from the top, and our president and our athletic director and our assistant athletic director all gives us tons of support. So they're all at our games, and it's not just about our scholarships and our budgets and our systems, but it's how they show up for each other. And I really do think that gives us an edge on people in the area because how everybody shows up and supports each other is unlike other places. And I really do believe that's what makes St. Xavier such a special place to be.
Well, you got me. I mean, between just wanting to come to Chicago and now I'm wanting to see what it's all about. I think we need a plan.
Let's go.
I was about to say, Coach. We've got each other's contact information. When that 2026 schedule rolls around, let's see if we can't find a weekend where we get up there to do some coverage. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Kaitlyn, as you've gotten deeper into your college career, you're now a veteran at this point. What would your message be to high school players about to make a big decision, whether it's like you being 5 minutes away or like we see in a lot of college athletics, maybe you're 5, 10, 15 hours away from home. What's your message to high school players before they go and start playing college softball?
Yeah, so I think my message is kind of a little bit what we were talking about before is don't just focus on D1, D1, D1. NAI has so many amazing players and coaches, and I think that's overlooked by high school players a lot. Because when I committed, like people were saying like, oh, NAI, and I'm like, yeah, like you don't understand how much talent we have in this division. So I think it's important to find a school with not only the talent that you're looking for, but the college atmosphere. The softball brings you your best friends, and I think it's important to not only look at the softball aspect of it, but the coaches and the teammates and who you're going to be playing with for 4 years.
Yeah,
And I do say, I tell everybody, I said, I think the NAI just provides them such great balance, and they can do things here that they couldn't do other places. Like they can have internships, and we have 10 nursing majors, and we have all these things that might not swing in other places. So I do think that's what is finding your fit, you know, and we always tell everybody on their visits, like go on a million visits, and we hope that we're the ones you choose, because we want it to be the right fit for you and for us.
So. Like I'm able to make all my classes. Like a lot of people have to miss so many classes in different divisions, and like the other day I had 2 classes before our games, and I was there, you know, I showed up. It makes it easy to balance softball and school, and softball is a huge part of your life, but school is, and so are your friends. So I think that's a great balance, and I think that's important for people to look at, especially high school players that are looking for a place.
Well, we don't have to go too far into the details, mostly because I don't want to get sued by the NCAA or anything, and express my feelings on the direction that they're going. And again, we'll stop there. But I look at the NAI, and I look at, again, pull back again from Annalise and what she said last week. It's a business. College athletics is a business. I don't care if it's junior college or if it's the SEC. It's a business. But you're so much more than that here at the NAI. You're not just a softball player that is providing for a business, St. Xavier University. You're a person. And that is, I felt, again, someone that I've had experience at NCAA. I've had experience playing the NAI. I will do NAI 10 times out of 10. It's not a question. Now, if you have the opportunity to go and play for Ohio State, Georgia, or something like that, you know, that's another story. But when you start looking at, you know, other Division Ones, and you start really thinking about it, could be for you, absolutely, and it could be other aspects within the university, how close you are to it, your major, et cetera, et cetera. But I think we are getting to a time in college athletics, and credit to the national office, and there's a lot of great commissioners pushing for it to be better and better. I mean, I will sing from the mountaintops. Our commissioner down here in the Sun Conference, Dustin Wilkie, doing a phenomenal job. Nick Rule in the Heart of America, he's been doing something for the last month. 32 days, 32 reasons why NAI. Nick has done a phenomenal job listing reasons and giving examples for why the NAI should be considered more, and I'm all for it. And I truly am so blessed to have been that the good Lord put me, again, going back one more time, Columbus, Georgia, 2022, and I was floored when I found out there was no coverage of NAI softball. I just wanted to be a Sun Conference or Southeastern United States representative, and like work with the Mid-South, the Sun Conference, and the Southern States, or something like that. And then when I find there's no coverage, I'm like, we want to take a bite out of this apple? Let's do it. And needless to say, it's been a blessing. But I got one last question for you. This is Carly's question, but like we said, she unfortunately could not join us for it, but when she joined us last year, she wanted to add this one to the end, and so we got to keep the tradition going. Coach, I'll ask it to you first. Y'all are about to head to a big one in the Chicago lands, got a big doubleheader, but we got to stop at the gas station. We got to get a drink. We got to get a snack. Coach, what are we getting?
All right. Well, I'm going to prep you by saying if we're going to a game, I'm driving the bus there. So I drive the bus. But I'm a Starbucks espresso in the can situation. Whenever I need a little pick me up, that's for sure it. And then the girls introduced me to those like Sweet Tarts ropes things. Man, like I didn't even know those existed, and I didn't feel like I needed to. But those are it for me, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Well, let me tell you something I found yesterday. So they're those ropes.
Okay.
Are they Jolly Rancher?
Of course,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Caitlin, the Jolly Rancher ropes.
We're gonna
The,
have those the other day. I know.
the cherry and blue raspberry. I was like,
I know. I was like, this is I feel like my husband's all about candy. And I was like, what are these? And Lindsay was like, you've never had that? What are, oh, okay. And then here we are. So that's where I'm at.
they are. I did not feel great. It hit my stomach after, but my heart felt great after eating.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, Caitlin, how about you? What are we getting from the gas station before a big Chicagoland game?
So before a game, my drink of choice would be probably a Celsius. I don't like the carbonated ones, so I like the non-carbonated ones. That's specific for me. But coming back from a game, my drink is a Coke. I need a Coke. Well, that's also a pick me up for me.
Mhm.
But I'm a Cheez-It girl till I die, for sure. So
We go with the
Cheez-Its.
grooves, we go with the extra cheddar, or just right down the middle, basic original.
I like the extra toasted ones.
Oh,
Those are my
okay.
favorite
Okay.
because they give a little
Mhm.
something different.
Make
But
sure to keep that.
I like the cheddar jack too. Thank you.
Mhm.
I like the cheddar jack too. So,
Mhm.
but Cheez-Its are my go.
That's a good question. We liked that on that.
That was my favorite, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, we knew after the 2023 World Series or during the 2023 World Series, when Taylor Thomas, who started this deal with me, we were like, we got to get a softball player. We wasn't random picking Carly. She's got the good stuff. She's got good questions like that.
That was good. That was good.
That was great.
Well, Coach Erin and Caitlin, this has been a phenomenal interview. I've had a great time. If there's anything y'all would like to add about the team, season, or anything, the mic's all yours. If not, we'll go ahead and send the folks into the weekend.
No, we're just thankful you had us on.
Thank you so much. This is
And
so fun.
yeah, and we do appreciate like the effort you're putting in and you
Yeah.
and Carly. And I know it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, but the coverage has changed so much even in the last 10 years. So I can't wait to see what the next 10 brings. And
Yeah.
we're just excited for you, including us. So
Yeah.
hopefully you're gonna see us a lot in the
Yeah.
future and roll.
I know you will.
Yeah, you will.
You will.
See you in Columbus.
All right, sounds
Yes,
good.
see you in Columbus.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us, and thank you all for listening. We've got a really good weekend of NAIA softball. We'll see if Marsh can break this little tie streak he's got going. 6-0-2. Marsh is 6-0-2 in his matchups. He's had back-to-back ties. Coach Erin and Caitlin. We need to break that. We need a big win for the big boy.
I'm keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Love you all. Let's watch some good softball this weekend. What you say?